Hello and welcome to a new episode here on the channel. My name is Chaos Mole and today we are talking about the state of Blizzard Entertainment, or to be more precise, about the state of Blizzard games, because we have to talk about a few things. Blizzard has been changing their development plan and release plan quite a bit around the idea of having live service games, which a lot of people assume was, well, more an idea coming from Activision than from Blizzard themselves, because Activision was like, well, Blizzard, you take a long time to develop games, you care for a long time for your games you're releasing, so how about we are making some money from those games even after they came out, so let's make them live service games. And well, how that fared for Blizzard? Let's have a look, shall we? So we have the first game, which is still in active development and is still getting new patches, and actually like a good sizable amount of developers are caring for the game, is World of Warcraft. That just got a new expansion with Shadowlands. It seems like a lot of people are enjoying it. And again, this game is still getting updates. Thing is though, I have to say, with World of Warcraft, I feel always like Blizzard could do more with it. Like, World of Warcraft is such an interesting MMO with so many possibilities, but they never really utilize that, and the amount of content you are getting, especially after an expansion release with patches, is sometimes, well, bad. Like, it's not worth the $15 you are paying per month, at least from my perspective. I still remember the time when, what was it, Warlords of Draenor actually had the last major patch coming out a whole year before the next expansion Legion came about. And I'm like, wait a second. So you have an MMO where people are paying $15 per month, which is, well, targeted to get into the server costs and of course the cost of running the game, but also being utilized to create more content. And you are not releasing a single update for a whole year for an MMO? What? That's so weird. That's so wrong. That's not how it was designed to be. And they're doing this quite often. Or when a content patch is coming out, it feels not much. It just doesn't feel enough. And this became especially clear when I started to play more and more Final Fantasy XIV Online, where you were getting like a big content patch like every 2 to 3 months, and that patch has the size of a quarter of a new World of Warcraft expansion, right? So it's like, yeah, I feel with Final Fantasy XIV, when I give them my $15 per month, that they're actually doing something reasonable with it, and that they're actually putting this into more content development. When I'm looking at World of Warcraft, I'm sometimes sitting here and be like, that's it? Wait, that's all you have done in 6 months? How many people are working on this game still? This is weird. Like, again, I'm really not happy with, like, World of Warcraft could be more. Keep in mind, I'm not complaining here because I'm like, oh, Blizzard is doing all this shit. I hate Blizzard. I hate all their games. I love their games. I have played all their games, their expansions. I have put tens of thousands of hours into Blizzard games over the decades. I've put a lot of money into Blizzard games, and I just know that they can do better. And I want just to see that those games do better. And that's especially with World of Warcraft. Like, World of Warcraft has a lot of possibilities to do better. And it feels a bit like Blizzard already moved a sizable amount of the development team to the next project, instead of like really caring for World of Warcraft anymore, which is unfortunate. It's just sad. I'm not angry, I'm just sad that it could be more. And which brings us to the next game, which is at least still getting content updates, and that is Hearthstone. Hearthstone also got a new expansion, and oh boy, the Hearthstone community is up in arms. Basically, Hearthstone became a cash grab, and I know some people will now laugh about it and say, well, Hearthstone has always been a cash grab. I mean, it's a card game. Yeah, true, true, true. But in this case, it's it's really bad. They added a new battle pass, which is basically like what you know from Fortnite and all the other BR games. But in this one, it's not just giving you skins, it actually gives you in-game currency, so you can also just buy stuff faster and even get a bigger advantage about people who never pay anything. And that battle pass is just in your face, give me money or be on a disadvantage. And even like hardcore players are like, hey Blizzard, you promised us like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago that you would change something on the battle pass to make it more fair, and nothing has happened so far. Like, where's the promise? What are you doing? And Blizzard was like, nice weather outside. Like, they even, it's the crazy thing, they had an AMA, right? They wanted to have an AMA on Reddit about their newest expansion. Then the whole battle pass thing exploded in their face, and before the AMA started, they realized that people will ask some tough question about the battle pass, and they were just like, yeah, you know what, no, we're just canceling it. We will not have this. Like, you are not asking us the nice stuff, and you will not ask us about the good stuff, so yeah, we actually don't want to talk to you. And it's one of those things which I think became kind of problematic about Blizzard, that whenever there are tough questions to be asked, and the community is asking not just like sugar-coated question, the Blizzard is out very quickly and it's like, oh no, that's that's not something we want to talk about. I was like, yeah, but look, we have problems here. We want to see like fixes to these issues. Why are you evading us? You know, that's not a good picture to paint. But at least Hearthstone is still getting updates, because if we are now looking at the other Blizzard games, we will realize very quickly, oh, they're all in maintenance mode. StarCraft 2, maintenance mode. Heroes of the Storm, well, more or less maintenance mode. Like, we got 2 heroes this year, Hogger and Deathwing. No real new maps, no real new stuff, nothing really. Like, that thing is in maintenance mode. We have Diablo 3, which you were seeing here in the background. That thing is in maintenance mode now for years. Yes, it still gets new seasons, but most of the season rewards are like reused from previous seasons, and they're not adding anything new gameplay-wise. But Mo, this time they actually added like shadow figures to the game. Yeah, okay, let me explain how those things work. So you're going to a shrine, you're clicking on a shrine, then a shadow figure will spawn, which will follow you around, and it's a completely overpowered image of your class, which is just one-shotting enemies. Like, literally just moving around and one-shotting all the enemies for like 30 seconds on the map, and that's the gameplay feature. That's it. Nothing more. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, you know, when sometimes people complain about Path of Exile, and they are like, wait, this is what you added in your new season, Path of Exile, and then compare this to Diablo 3, yeah, it's like, yeah, like Path of Exile is adding really a lot, where, well, Diablo 3 is just like, what, that's all? But yeah, it's a maintenance mode. It's a maintenance mode. Then what else do we have? I will not talk about Warcraft 3 Reforged. Forget it. I will not talk about that game. Like, that's off my list. Then we have Overwatch. Overwatch has now been in maintenance mode. They didn't get any new heroes since April, and any new maps, like nothing. And there has been a reason for it, but that reason is becoming a little bit weird. So yeah, most of Blizzard games are now in maintenance mode, and only 2 games are still more or less in active development and are still getting like actual content support, which means we have to look at new games. The new games of Blizzard, and see what they got, because it seems like as if Blizzard needs more games. So let's have a look at Overwatch 2. And that is the weird part. So the reason why Overwatch 1 is not getting any new content is because Overwatch 1 multiplayer and Overwatch 2 multiplayer will be intertwined. It's basically the same game when you play multiplayer, and that also means with all the new heroes, with all the new maps coming out with Overwatch 2, you will also get them for free in Overwatch 1. And this is why a lot of people said, okay, you know what? That's a good reason why I didn't get any updates in Overwatch. And that's cool, right? Like, people with Overwatch 1 are not being left behind. Nice. The thing is, though, Overwatch 2 is gone. I have looked it up actually again to make absolutely sure I didn't miss anything. But since the announcement last year on BlizzCon, Overwatch 2 didn't announce anything. No new screenshots, no new trailers, no new informations, no heroes, no maps, nothing. They completely vanished from the face of the earth. And it's like, wait, what happened? Especially because they made it sound like as if at least, well, Overwatch 2 is around the corner, or we are getting like a new release this year, right? As if like we are getting at least like a beta or something in 2020, but instead they completely vanished from the face of the earth. And it's like, what happened? Should I call the police? Like, I know Corona hit a lot of development studios, but from going to, hey folks, we're actually already pretty far in development when it comes to this game, to completely dead silence for a whole year, that is weird. That is very weird. And I'm just hoping we are getting some big information when the new BlizzCon is coming around in February. But it makes it even weirder when you look at Diablo IV. Diablo IV is another game which is, of course, in development now at Blizzard. And even Diablo IV is giving us quarterly updates. I kid you not, if you have missed it, since 2020, Blizzard has released a quarterly update to Diablo 4, and they actually give us a huge amount of updates and information here. They showed us already how like legendaries work, how the item system work, how talent systems will work. The talent tree is back. Thank you for that, by the way. And actually, it will be a real tree. They showed some screenshots, and it's like an actual tree, and there are all the talents there, how the skills work, how the skill upgrades work. Like, and the game itself is probably still another 2 years away. I guess, like what Blizzard has said so far, it sounds very much as if Diablo 4 is not coming out before 2022 or even 2023. Like, it really sounds like as if Diablo 4 is still a long way away from its release. So, and we are getting more updates for that game than we got on Overwatch, which again, is not a good sign, just saying. So, yeah, whatever is going on with Overwatch, I hope we're getting some answers soon. But back to Diablo 4, I'm actually looking forward to Diablo 4. Like, Diablo 4 is actually one of those games where I really hope that they have learned from the mistakes they made with Diablo 3. I know Diablo 3 got much better with Reaper of Souls and the patches, because let's be honest here, the first year of Diablo 3 was a disaster. It was an absolutely disaster. Like, it was such a bad game. And they could have all prevented this by talking to their community, listen to their community, what they are, by the way, doing now, as it seems, with Diablo 4. And of course, one of the main things is the beta. So if you didn't know about this, Diablo 3 had a beta 6 months before the release, which is a good beta time. Like, 6 months is quite reasonable. The problem with that beta was there was nothing to do. Like, the beta ended right here. What you are seeing right now in the background with the Skeleton King. You could kill the Skeleton King in the beta, And then the beta was over. That was it. There was nothing else there. And people were just like, wait, what? Okay. So basically people leveled till like level 13 or something and nothing else. So of course when the game came out, people were just like, wait, this is a mess. Yeah, because nobody tested it, besides a Blizzard of course. And that didn't bode well. So again, I really hope that when Diablo 4 is coming closer to release, that we're actually getting a beta early enough, and hopefully are getting actually a beta where they show stuff, because now they can do that. They have the adventure mode in Diablo 3 where they don't have to be afraid of showing like any spoilers, and they can just focus on like showing us endgame and testing out endgame without spoiling anything of the story. So I hope they are utilizing this in Diablo 4 again, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually hoping that Diablo 3 teach Blizzard a lot. I'm really hoping for that. But back to the actual topic, like this is not a Diablo 4 video, nor a Diablo 3 video and its issues. This is a how is Blizzard looking? Well, we have 2 games coming. 2 games are still getting updates, so that's at least something. But I don't know, like Blizzard has been going through a lot of changes in the last few years, and most of those changes were not necessarily good changes. I think we can all agree on that. And I just hope, like I'm aware that a development studio and a company can change because it's not a person, but there are tons of people working on that studio, on those games, and they're moving on at some point, right? So of course, games and companies change quite a bit, but I hope that the new blood who is coming in are actually like aware of the things they did in the past with those games. They learn from it, and that the next games are surviving also a little bit longer than some of those games have. Like especially Heroes of the Storm is, in my opinion, still an absolute shame, like how they gave up on it and how they basically didn't know themselves at the beginning what this game actually was meant to be, because they tried out a lot of things. So yeah, it's same with Diablo 3. Like you always had the feeling like, hey, Diablo 3, it was the first time that the studio was actually working on a Diablo game, because Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 were actually developed by Blizzard North, which was a completely different studio. And this was basically their first time creating a Diablo, and they didn't really know exactly what they wanted to do with it. And thankfully with Reaper of Souls, they got that idea, and they finally realized, okay, well, we know now what we want to do. So I really hope that all those games which are now in maintenance mode teach Blizzard a lot, like StarCraft 2. That's another game which will be interesting to see what they're doing with it in the future. I wasn't the biggest fan of the StarCraft 2 because I thought it was a huge step back in comparison to what they actually did with Warcraft 3, right? Where Warcraft 3 was a huge step forward for the whole strategy genre, and then StarCraft 2 came around and I was like, wait, that's it? That's basically StarCraft 1 with a few new units and stuff. Weird. So I really hope that all those years might have helped Blizzard to get a better idea where they want to go, and I hope that Activision is not dictating too much to how the games have to look like, even though unfortunately it looks exactly like that. So we will have to see, but I'm still hoping that the new people can recover, that the new people can come up with good Blizzard games, and which will be supported for quite some time and not given up so easily, because, well, unfortunately a lot of studios are doing that. The moment when their live service game is not attracting the amount of people they want or make the money they want, they give up on it very quickly. And this is why a lot of people just don't like live service games anymore. So, like, a lot of people hate that model by now. And again, I can just hope that Blizzard has learned from this, because I love this company, and for the games they did in the past, far too much. And yeah, I hope they will recover and will bring us games we will play for years to come, and they will support for years to come. That was it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like button. And if you would be so inclined and you are new to the channel and you want to see more videos coming your way, don't forget to subscribe. Just click on the button below the video. I would definitely appreciate that. We are streaming here from Monday to Friday with gaming news and of course video games. And then we are also releasing nearly a new video per day. So thank you so much for your support. Hope to see you next time. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye.